It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And here comes Kenneth Murray. He's a nightmare to deal with in the front seven. It's the Vikings and the Colts on Monday night.
Nightfall in Minneapolis in December usually spells freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, they've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
Brandon, it's always nice when you get recognized with an individual award. And he was the AFC Offensive Player of the Week last week. But when you do it in a win, so much the better.
Absolutely. And he was all talking about that win, not so much the award he received on Wednesday.
It's a nice-looking award. I wonder if he took it home, got out of the car, showed it off to the kids in the neighborhood, passed it around. Wonder what he did with it.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 29, here's the 2nd and 5. Now Richardson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Richardson looking to throw this. He's got his target. That's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 21 yards there on third down. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. A give for Taylor. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the Vikings pick up the football.
I know a lot of defensive coaches have certain guys on their squad that they look to as drive stoppers. Guys who can make big plays, interceptions, knock it free. In this case, they didn't need one. The offense supplied it for them, just dropping the ball.
Yeah, and that was after they were doing so well on this drive through the air. They go to the ground. Doesn't work. Now Spears to begin the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Colts, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 8 catches, 103 in the yardage department.
And he's trying to prove the adage, it's not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong, takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put capital in this season.
And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another 1st down at the Colts' 45-yard line. Jefferson moving in motion left. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Johnson. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. And the Vikings take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And that to the 30. It'll be 2nd down. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. They enter play here 24th in the league against the run.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out. Being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground. Normally, he's pretty reliable. He usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Richardson looking to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Following the fumble recovery, Johnson got a man, and he hits him in stride. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
He's got it. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. And now they'll audible to something else. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Touchdown, Vikings! A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. What's good on the extra point? And that'll make the score 14-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Richardson back to throw it. To the right side, complete to Taylor. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Now it's Richardson. Into the hands of the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And Taylor, I don't think he got there. No, he did not. Unable to break free, and he's marked short. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that third consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
Complete. Jefferson the target. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Brown. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. 2nd down and 4. Off the play fake. Johnson escaping the pressure right. We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season, and add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
And he still has yet to get on track in this 1st half as they're going to stop him behind the line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football down. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
Fairbairn able to put this one through, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense. Gaining chunks of yardage, getting 1st downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Johnson from the gun, he'll throw. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. The Vikings had 7-4 on the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
The production, sensational here early on. That last catch going to put him up over 100 yards receiving already in this 1st half of play. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Go. 2 yards to go, second down. Back to throw. Johnson being chased out left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. And part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, Johnson. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, a pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down. The kick by Lutz is good, and they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it, and they do so right there.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Richardson. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Here's Richardson to throw. He'll get that complete to Franklin. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
Second down and 3. Back to throw. Johnson. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And it's caught. A touchdown saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw again. Touchdown! Chase Brown in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Four seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around.
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the 2nd half. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Right back to Brown. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jefferson going to go in motion right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Looking to throw. Johnson. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our 2nd half blowout material. This is Brown going up the middle. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Give them a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up third down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Third down, here's Brown. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Colts offense and Anthony Richardson ready for this next possession. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest, and this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. To throw is Richardson. Throwing to start the drive. Caught. It's Huff.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still second down.
They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Richardson. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. So he stopped for no gain. And 3rd and 8 now.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Richardson off the play fake. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Well, from what we've seen thus far, this is not a formula for winning football. When you have more turnovers than points scored, that's a tough way to try and win a game.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The 71 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But there used to be a big-time song, and the lyric was, summertime and the living is easy. Right now, it's football time, and the running is easy for this crew. I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. In motion comes the tight end left. Right back to Spears. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The slot man in motion right. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
On 1st and 10, it's Spears. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
They'll try to run this one in. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plate as they stop it right around the 1. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory. Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Tajay Spears, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. What's good on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
That's taken in by Franklin. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And Richardson yet again. That is caught. Kincaid with it. And he's brought down. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. Now Richardson. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
from the 39-yard line. Here comes second down at 6. Back to the air with Richardson. And that's complete to Huff. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Second and 10. They go play action with Richardson. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 22 yards there, a first down. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline, because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Now a first and 10 at the 11. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Eluding the pressure right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on second down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Kenneth Murray able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. This whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense isn't going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss.
And it'll be intercepted. And the Vikings are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it second and 9.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
Second and 9. They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. First and 10 at the 14. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now a second and 6. Now a give left side. Brown with it. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Operating from the gun, Johnson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. The Vikings send out their punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's taking it around the 40. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 25 yards that time. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Franklin. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Richardson looking to throw this. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. And Richardson looks to throw once more. Steps away to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Richardson looking to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. 3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. There, Richardson back to throw it. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops from one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me...
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Colts pick it up. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Minnesota,